Whoa, we are here. Good morning, everybody. Hello, 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 and welcome to the Rag Company podcast.
Yeah.
Where I'm one of your hosts,
Yeah.
Levi Gates, the master of shine. And to my left, Anthony Fisher.
Thank you.
Your other host.
Thank you. Just the only two hosts today.
Only two hosts.
Right? Actually, the only two hosts there's ever been, right?
Really,
we had a co-host here in the middle.
We did. Mm-hmm.
But we are the primary...
We're the main hosts.
Main two hosts,
Yeah, the main two hosts with a co-host of
Correct.
Dane Hennon, who is currently out for facial reconstruction surgery.
Yeah, it was crazy. So he went in for his wisdom teeth, and they said, hey, how would you like to have a more masculine jawline? And he goes, that sounds quite nice. Yeah. And so he goes, how much extra is that? And they're like, $50. You're in Mexico.
Easy peasy.
And so he was like, wow, Mexico is great for this type of surgery.
They also asked him how pouty his lips he wanted them. And I thought that was an odd, when he was telling us, I thought that was an odd add-on, right? Yeah. It's an a la carte service.
Yeah. So he actually ended up opting for extra pouty, right? Mm-hmm. So it's kind of like it's a plump kind of, I don't know how, it's a different look
his
for him.
Smolder now is quite intense.
It is. And I go, why are you looking at me like that? And he goes, I'm just looking at you. And I go, it's kind of freaking me out. And
then he cracks a smile. There's little kind of lips.
So he is currently talking like the penguin, right? So he's got like his...
He goes...
What are you guys doing over there? And I'm like, what are you... I'm like, I'm going to put a pipe in that mouth here
well,
pretty soon.
They had to wire his jaw shut because of the full reconstruction of the jawbone itself.
We ended up finding a picture of what he was actually looking for, and it was actually a picture of Jack Reacher himself.
Yeah. Well, and then I asked him, I said, so why the new jaw? And he goes, John DeLorean did it.
Yeah, did he?
Yeah, he goes, John DeLorean actually went in for facial reconstruction, had a bigger jawbone, so he wanted to look more masculine.
Yeah.
Right before he, built the DeLorean. And Dane said, as a fellow fan of unique vehicles, he felt he owed it to himself.
No, it's exactly what that is, right? Not full the chin, right?
Mm-hmm.
He didn't want to pull what's his name, the Jay Leno.
Right. He didn't want that.
He didn't want that, but
he wanted an Alan Richardson.
Yeah.
Richardson.
Well, nobody knows what his last name is.
Richardson
Something. Yeah, jawline.
He wanted that type.
Anyways, all right. So jumping on track here, we have a little bit of housekeeping to take care of. This week, we have some exciting things because Father's Day is coming up. And at theragcompany.com right now, you can pick up 15% off almost everything using code DAD15. Now, this includes our Father's Day Kit 1 and our Father's Day Kit 2, one of which will have pretty much everything you need to jump straight into washing your vehicle using premium detailing products. I mean, this includes a 1500 drying towel, you got a Defender, you got Magic Wheel Cleaner, a bucket, a grit guard, OptiClean, any, and all sorts of good stuff for about $150, right? I don't know why I said about. You're basically $150,
$150.
And then,
but it's a $238.74 value.
Oh, yeah. Heck yeah, it is.
Such a savings.
And then you also have the Father's Day Kit 2, which is going to be your Diamond Quick Body Kit, which is going to have everything you need just to keep your vehicle protected, right? From the prep to the actual Quick Body itself, with those beautiful edgeless 365s and Pearl Puck applicators. Outside of that, we do have the Detail Dad shirt, right? We wanted it to be Detail Daddy, but everybody got shut down on that. So it is just the Detail Dad. And you know what? This is great for any of those dads out there that enjoy detailing, that like to get out there and relax and really kind of, get a home away from home out there in the driveway.
Yeah. And maybe they like wearing pocket tees.
Right? Maybe they like wearing pocket tees, right?
Yeah.
Are you a fan of pocket tees, Levi?
No, not at all.
Okay.
Yeah, not at all.
Different strokes for different folks.
I will say, who's not to say, rock that shirt. But you know who is? My dad.
Yeah.
My dad's a big fan of pocket tees.
Yeah.
Loves them because of the usability of it.
Well, right. Or as Frank Reynolds would say from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, it gives you a place to put your sausages.
Correct.
Right? So you can actually put sausages right there in that pocket tee and store them for later when you're not munching on them. Now, the Father's Day limited edition sticker is also going out, which is super awesome. It's got this beautiful matte finish on it. It's
beautiful sticker.
Great on your tumbler. It's going to look great on your
Put it
toolbox.
on my dad's. I put one on my dad's 34 yesterday.
Did you?
Looks right at home.
Yeah, so when he's going out to get himself a burger and a milkshake, right, at the local drive-in, right, he's got something that's really going to stand out.
Yeah,
and make
people
an
are going to be
impact.
like, whoa, cool.
So Anyway, we know that many of you probably forgot about Father's Day or getting a Father's Day gift, so that's why we have you covered with the sale going on at theradcompany.com right now. So head there, pick up some goods, and hopefully everybody's looking forward to an amazing weekend. So with that said, we're going to be jumping into this. I got like 2 pages full of comments here. I'm running the show here on this thing, so
but because this is the podcast, we don't have to answer everybody's comments because this is going to be our catch up on the weekends.
Absolutely. So Dane's weekend, I'm going to just cover for him really quick. Facial reconstruction surgery, right?
Yeah.
He did some things on his Ford Flex that I'll let him speak to at a later event, right? But it's looking
pretty mean.
It's looking pretty mean, right? I've never thought I would say that about a Ford Flex because
it's a Ford Flex.
It's a Ford Flex. It's a very
adult
mom
car,
a very adult mom vehicle that is very.
I don't even think moms like it that much.
No. Actually, honestly, I think they did a survey, and it was like that most women actually hate the look of a Flex.
Yeah, they found
they're unattracted to it.
Correct.
Repulsive, I believe.
It was a scientific fact.
But we love it. Guys love it, right?
Yeah, dudes love it.
So we had a couple guests in the studio here earlier. I walked by and said, whose Flex is that out there?
And we're
like, and I was embarrassed. And I go, oh, sorry. I said, sorry, it's Dane's. Right.
You apologized for it contaminating his eyeballs. The view of it.
And he goes, oh no, that thing's freaking awesome. I love what he did with the wheels. It looks a lot less phallic. And I said, I agree.
Yep.
The wheels do look a lot better now. And that thing, I mean, it's let's just say it's the geometry has changed, or the center of gravity has changed.
Dane is a spirited driver, and he said, I want this to handle as well, if not better, than the Jag.
Yeah.
And we said, Dane, this is a van. I mean, it's a mini box. And he's like, I can make it happen.
Yeah.
I don't care what it costs.
Yeah.
And we said, well, you probably should care a little bit.
So he went and did that. So I believe he's been doing mostly recovery and drinking a liquid diet.
He has been.
I told him you cannot blend a Baconator, and he said, he looked at me. He said, "Watch me."
Yeah, he brought a blender to work yesterday,
and I said, "Please don't do that." And then we brought him a Slop Dog yesterday, and we saw him taking the cord out with his blender out of his desk, and we go, "Please don't."
Right. Don't. Hey, he's ready for anything. John always says, "Be ready for business when business is ready for you," and Dane is taking that to heart by bringing the blender into the studio, into the office.
Agreed. So anyways, we've had enough fun. Dane, we wish you were here to defend yourself.
Well, we know
it's unfair because he's still talking like the Penguin. So even if you were to try to defend himself, it would be a bunch of...
I don't want him to make his jaw sore.
Yeah.
That's all.
Me either. So Levi.
Yeah.
Your weekend, I think that you did quite a bit this weekend.
I did do quite a bit this weekend. I have to try and remember everything I did this weekend. So Friday, left work and picked up a vehicle. You guys all heard stories. My friend Wayne, I did his ex-wife's car.
Yeah.
And so it was an Acura MDX, and picked it up on my way home. White, black leather interior, black interior, very simple. I always love doing white and black combos. Mm-hmm. And so pulled it into the driveway, and Augie goes, I need to wash a car.
Yeah.
I said, oh, you do? And he goes, I need to wash the Elantra. Because it's been raining every night.
I call this the drip, right? It's when it kicks in, the addiction.
Yeah. And I said, okay, we can wash the Elantra. And he goes, and I want to wash the red truck this weekend. I said, that's my boy.
Yeah.
So he goes, I got to get it ready for the girls. And I said, what? And he goes, I got some girls coming over later. And I said, neighbor girls? And he goes, yep. They're got them coming over. They're going to sit in the car while they watch me wash it. And I said, oh, okay. That's all right. So had him fill up the Yeti bucket with some water.
Yeah.
Then I gave him a selection of soaps. Mm-hmm. And I said, pick the soap you want to use based upon the scent.
Yeah.
And he goes, huh. So he turned himself into a little Anthony, started sniffing each soap, figuring out which one he liked. Then the girls arrived. He had the girls take their pick. Mind you, they weren't going to be smelling it because they're going to be supposed to be sitting in the car.
Yeah. I'm surprised he didn't turn on the fans.
He chose, and they chose DIY Details Incredible Suds.
Yeah.
They liked the grape of it the most. So he poured the soap in. I showed him how to get it all frothy and get it going. And we gave it to, so he goes and starts spraying. And one of the girls goes, I'm not going to sit in the car. I'm going to wash the car with you.
Oh.
And he's like, all right.
That's a wife right there is what that is.
I was very impressed with that.
Yeah.
So the other two, one of the girls, which was his sister, Hadley, and the other neighbor girl, sat in the car and played the Nintendo the whole time.
Okay.
While Augie and the other girl washed the vehicle. But it was great. Augie washed the whole car down. He came out and grabbed me. He's like, hey, Dad, car's ready to go if you want to move it. And I walk out and I go, looks great, bud. Need you to do the wheels, though. Mm-hmm. Didn't get the wheels done. And he's like, what do I got to do? Gave him a little quick detailer, gave him a towel, so just go wipe them up.
Yeah.
So he went through, wiped them all up. And then he was like, all right, cool, see ya. And we'll just walk down the street. So very impressed that Augie's doing that. He's loving being able to wash the car. Saturday, I woke up, started washing the Acura. That Acura is normally taken care of through a car wash. That's what they have. They have a car wash sticker on the window. That's how she runs it. The front half of the vehicle is covered in clear bra. So full front fenders, full hood. But had a lot of bugs that had been baked into the clear bra. Mm-hmm. Had a lot of contamination all over the paint. So I did a wash. I did a quick clay with the clay towel. And then got it pulled in and got the interior blown out, started working through, got almost, I just got done washing it, pulled it in, and I started wiping it down when all of a sudden some dude on a motorcycle rolls up into my driveway.
Oh, yeah.
Anthony Fisher.
Oh my God, it was me.
It was you.
It was me, that guy, that hoodlum that showed up.
So I had only gotten the car washed in decon, and I started wiping, had a lot of tar and a lot of just gunk on it, but I was using Reveal, the light, Reveal light from Rupes on there, and that was the first time you've actually gotten to really smell it in action.
Mm-hmm. Well, I remember spraying it TRC. I remember when Jason Rose was trying to spray me with it, and I said, please stop doing that. I don't know what that is.
Kind of burns, yeah.
And he goes, it's just like an alcohol. It's okay, and it's good for your wounds. But I walked into your garage, and the aromatic nature of that product, I mean, it was an overload. It smelled was a sensory event is what that was.
Well, I've got all those fans running too.
Yeah.
So that kind of helped.
But Reveal Light smells pretty dang amazing.
Well, what I was impressed with is it was wiping tar spots. It was wiping sap. It was getting a lot of things off that I needed to get off the surface of that vehicle. Yeah. So you and I hung out for a bit. I was tripping over garbage and trash in my garage because it's very, very dirty and crowded. And he was dying at all the stuff I was tripping over, like signs and stuff.
You can't be working like this, and you're just like stepping on signs.
Stumbling. Yeah, it was bad. I really need to organize and finish cleaning the garage. But yeah, so then Anthony took off. I started right on the interior, got the interior finished.
Yeah.
Got the outside dressed, and then called it a day. We spent that night, we did some s'mores, just kind of hung out, had a good time. And then Carly and I recorded some of the podcast, a couple new sections for this next episode. We still got another piece we got to finish, and then I can set it out there for the Not So Pearly Gates. Yeah. And then so then Sunday got up, and we had a couple ideas that we wanted to throw around. So I needed to finish the car. That was like my number one thing. I also, crap, that was the other thing I did on Saturday. I had to go to Costco.
Yeah.
I upgraded my membership.
Did you?
Now an executive level.
No way. So you bumped to executive. That's pretty crazy.
Bumped up. You get to get the 2% back.
You do get the 2% back. And were you just a Star Car holder
I was
or
a Gold Star. I was a Gold Star member.
Okay, gotcha.
Since 2007.
That is crazy. Yeah.
So I've been a Gold Star member for a very long time.
So executive, it's what, $200, $255?
It's $120 a year.
That's not bad.
Not too bad.
Right.
No.
And you do get the kickback, right?
You get 2% back. Here's why. So 3 months ago, our insurance basically said, "Hey, we that company you've been buying all of Augie's diabetic supplies from.
Yeah.
They don't take our insurance anymore."
Good. Yeah.
I said, "Oh, who else does?" And they said, "Oh, you got to call these companies." So because of Augie's, he takes a Dexcom G6 and I would appreciate that, G. He gets his Tandem supplies and his Dexcom supplies. Both of those are extremely expensive. And the company I was using, I know that you love this.
Well, I don't run this thing too often, and so sometimes there's like, I'm like, I don't know what I'm putting up, and I put it up, and I go, oh no.
But the best thing was, thankfully, we were able to find a solution where we could buy the Tandem stuff from Tandem Direct and use our insurance. We could order from Costco, and the Costco pharmacy price for Dexcom is much cheaper than the price that we were paying at that other pharmacy. Basically, it's online pharmacy. So, because I'm buying Dexcom stuff every 3 months, I figured that one of the gals at the pharmacy said, you should bump up to the executive membership because you're going to spend enough to get money back at the end of the year. And I said, oh, all right, let's do it. So that was why we did the change. But I navigated a Costco on a Saturday afternoon at like 2:00.
Tough.
Holy crap. I hate that.
That's nuts.
I didn't like, and all I had to do was go into the pharmacy. I also got myself some pajama pants, and that was about it.
So what you got to do when you go into that Costco in that situation, right? You got to basically, it's every man for themselves, right? And it's kind of like that, what's that old show called where they would
I treat it like Mad Max. I told both kids
like Mad Max.
in the cart, we're rolling.
Hands in.
Like, hands in.
Feet
Yep.
in. But what's cool,
Hadley was like, Augie was like climbing some sort of whip, like antenna. And he was like hanging on it, like rocking. While I was pushing through. And I was like, what are you doing? And he's like, watch this. And he could like rock himself down and steal stuff out of other people's carts.
Yeah. Well,
and I said, please don't do that.
You ever seen the Little Rascals, right? Mm-hmm. You know, the little dirt, you know, the little, what's it called, little buggy scene? Mm-hmm. You put blades on your shopping cart wheels, right?
Yeah, so I had those as well. So
when you're
Takes ankles out,
right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Clears a whole path. You'll be like Moses spreading the ocean.
Moses didn't spread the ocean.
Okay,
the seas were parted because of he was praying to somebody.
Some people like to call it spreading. Some people like to call it parting.
Okay,
whatever you're into, right? But anyways, he was able to separate that thing just like you'd be able to do with the crowds.
Yeah. What was crazy though was at one point I looked up at Augie because I told him he needed to climb down, and his face was white. He had painted his face white, and his eyes were just red.
Get that can of
spray
paint.
he said Fukushima War Boys, and I said, "What? That's not." And he goes, "Crazy kamikaze war boys," and I said, "What is happening?"
Yeah.
And then he said,
"Did you witness me?"
And then he said, "Witness me," and he spray painted his teeth gold or silver, and then
crazy
leapt off and landed on the books and picked up like Diary of a Wimpy Kid and started reading. And I said, "You can't."
This happened at Costco on a Saturday.
Mm-hmm. It was crazy.
Wow.
It was a wild time.
Yeah. Anyway, that's nuts.
Yeah. So $800 later, I left Costco.
Yeah.
That was fun. And then we made it back to the house, finished out the day. Sunday, got up. I finished the car. Mm-hmm. Walked outside. Uno advanced on a blue wool. Knocked out everything to get that car finished as best I could. Yeah. Got the windows done, vacuumed, steamed everything. Everything was good and clean. Car was finished, and then I got the family together. Mm-hmm. We rolled out to Camping World.
Holy smokes, Camping World! Probably one of the best pastimes that there is here in Boise.
That was actually a lot of fun. I wish I could go out there more.
Off of Overland.
Yeah, we went out there by your rental property.
Okay, yeah.
So
Nampa.
Near Nampa, almost to Nampa. It's very far out there. I couldn't believe how far we had to travel.
It's really not that far.
It was like 20 minutes on the freeway.
Very nice over there. Yeah.
But we walked in, and I had reached out to them previously, scheduled an appointment to see a salesman.
Okay.
Right? Yeah. Glad I did, because the couple that walked in before us said, yeah, we're just here to look at some trailers. And the girl goes, ooh, everything's locked up, and we don't have any salesmen that can help you.
Yeah.
If you find one you like, we can get that, and we could see if you could get maybe if you can flag somebody down.
Yeah.
And I said, I was sitting back there like waiting. And then I walked up and said, yes, Levi Gates, I have an appointment.
Wow.
And she goes,
you said that right after the people that just
right.
got
Told that we don't have an appointment. You can't look at
smokes,
trailers.
Slap in the face is what you just did, right? Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And then they said, okay, let me see if I can get somebody.
Yeah.
And they called, and a salesman came up to help us. It was a great time. We walked out, hopped in the golf carts, for a little joyriding.
The kids too.
Kids loved it. Carly and the kids sitting on the back. Augie sat on my lap at one point.
That make that too much fun.
Walked around. So we went and looked. The goal was to look at the Carly taking that $16 cash back from Costco and buying a pair of joggers and a 6-pack of muffins. Yeah, that's probably what it's going to be at the end of the year, is a $16 gift card to Costco. But yeah, so we went, looked at some trailers. So Anthony, I've been looking at that Lantern 17B.
Coleman.
Yeah.
Coleman Lantern 17B.
Very nice.
Yeah.
We went and looked at it. All of us liked it.
Yeah.
Yes, probably would have to upgrade the queen mattress because it's very inexpensive mattress.
Well, that's not a problem.
No,
Because
its ability to upgrade.
Yeah.
The goal is this is a base model, and you just build upon it. So,
well, I mean, there's room for flat screen TVs, right? Ice machines, if you want an ice machine in there, right? Let's just say you want to bring a food processor, right? Dane's on the road, needs something that he can, drink. You have the ability to plug one of those things into there, right?
Yeah.
And then, but the only problem is that
it's lightweight and could be towed behind Dane's Flex.
But what do you do about power? It's not like they're going to include a generator, that kind of sale.
He said, because I said, one of the things I don't like about this is that the heater is powered by electricity.
Yeah, it's true.
I would love to have a gas furnace in here. And he goes, we've been doing it, we're throwing in a generator.
Holy smokes.
I said, wow, such a great deal.
So it's a massive amenity right there.
That's very nice. I'm not a big fan of having a generator because I like the serene peace and quiet. But he goes, other people mounting solar panels on the roof, converting it to solar to run the furnace. Yeah. And I said, that's not too bad. Small enough, probably heat it up just enough, and then you're good. Mm-hmm. So that was kind of neat. Other people are doing the little buddy propane heaters in there as well. So, but we went and looked at that. We looked at a couple others. We looked at a used one that was a little bigger, a little fancier. Good God, it stunk.
Did it?
Oh, it was the worst smell. Carly smelled it. The kids smelled it. All of us were like, oh, this is a stinky trailer.
Oh, yeah.
And they're like, yep, it's been detailed. It's all clean. I'm like, I don't know what kind of stuff they put in. This thing stinks.
Yeah.
But looked at the next model up, a little bigger, nicer, taller ceiling height.
Yeah.
So it felt a little more room. These
also Coleman?
Also Coleman. Yeah. But the $8,000 more in price.
Yeah.
For a little more space, not much. It was hard to justify. So all in all, we just went and looked at trailers, enjoyed it, had some fun with the kids, then headed home, regrouped.
Yeah.
Right? Headed back home, regrouped, and then took the kids to go see Dungeons and Dragons at the Dollar Movie.
What that right there? But what better time could you have?
No, it was great.
Which Dollar Theater did you go to?
Overland Park.
Overland Park. Gotcha. And so you're saying though they demolished the one that was across from the Hillcrest Golf Course.
Yeah, the real.
God,
on Overland.
I had so many good memories there. So Overland Park, still pretty nice, still only $1. So you guys walked in there, right? People have blankets with them or anything like that?
No, just us. Walked in, got our tickets, got some food.
Yeah.
I think total bill was like $26.
That's a good deal.
For all four of us. And then got in, sat down, watched the movie in a very stinky, very wet smelling, because there have been lots of rain and storms.
Yeah.
That theater smelled damp.
Well, it's the ceiling tiles that you got to look out for.
Very
right?
damp.
So did you know when I used to go to that real theater, the Hillcrest one, right? Did you know that some of the theaters had buckets in them where the ceiling was leaking?
I did not know that.
So be in there and you would just be watching a movie on a rainy day and you just hear a drip and you just look over and you're like, oh, that ceiling is leaking. But that was back in 2006, 2007, right? That was before Boise started getting fancy, so nobody cared. It was just normal, whatever, for it to happen. But a little mildew smelling. But what did the kids think of Dungeons and Dragons?
Oh, they loved it. They loved it. They loved the fat dragon. They loved the whole show. They thought it was great. And
Jonathan.
They loved Jonathan. That was hilarious.
Yeah.
But they had fun. They really enjoyed it, and they laughed at a number of scenes, which was great that they got the jokes. And the only thing that sucked was Carly and I each wore a hoodie, and each child took a hoodie from us.
Oh, yeah.
Because they were like, we're cold. I need to wear that. It's like, well, I'm cold.
Yeah.
I told you to bring one. But we had to take them off, give them to the kids, sacrifice. It's what you do as a parent. But no, we, all in all, great little Sunday. Finished up, headed straight home, put the kids to bed. And then yesterday, Carly made me a meatloaf for dinner. Total surprise. Came home, meatloaf, my favorite dish in the entire world.
Oh, yeah.
Quite delicious. Yeah. Both kids said the same thing.
Love the band, love the dish, right?
Yeah. Both kids said this is awesome.
Yeah.
Carly abstains. She's not a big fan of the meatloaf, but she made a killer meatloaf. So kudos to Carly.
Ketchup
for that.
On top?
Oh, yeah, I squirted some ketchup on there. I almost brought some this morning to make sandwiches because I was going to make a couple meatloaf sandwiches to bring to work. I totally spaced it.
Yeah, that happens.
But that's fine. I'm going to eat it tonight when I get home.
That happens, but meatloaf, always a treat, right?
Yeah.
You don't know what's really in it half the time.
I still don't, to this day, know what's in meatloaf. All I know is that I love it. It's like it is literally my prison.
Bread.
It is my final meal.
Yeah.
Before I am hanged or lethal injection.
Yeah.
That is what I always say is my final meal is I'm always going to have meatloaf.
Yeah.
It's my favorite thing in the entire world. If I could eat meatloaf every day, I would.
Holy smokes. That's pretty
Probably
crazy.
would never get sick of it.
Yeah. Probably not great for you, but worse things out there.
Who's to say?
Who's to say? Yeah.
Anyway, what was your weekend like, Anthony?
Man, my weekend was actually pretty dang good. I will say that Saturday was a day for my soul that I needed. It was a day of being able to do multiple car things, right? And I was pretty happy. So, an update: my water is still shut off at my house.
Wow.
To the irrigation.
Do you need some of mine? You could have come over and we could have put some buckets on the motorcycle.
Wish I could have.
Could have filled up a couple.
So at this point, I'm about to burn down my HOA. I know the HOA is not a physical place, right? But there's people involved, right? And I want to get in there and take down that syndicate, right? Of whatever this HOA is, or these people that manage
big water.
the HOA, big water, right?
Big irrigation.
Because what they're doing is they're not letting me know that my water's being shut off, right? From the irrigation ditch, right? So what's happening is I'm going out there to go grab my mail, and I look over and I go, that grass is looking pretty crispy. So I go walk over, I step on it, and it literally breaks in half, right?
Shatters.
It shatters like a piece of glass. And I'm like, good God, how long has the water been off? So next thing you know, I'm doing some research. I'm calling up my neighbors. I'm like, hey, Kyle, how long has your water been off? Anthony, my water's been off for 6 days. And I go, are you freaking kidding me? Because I have my water on at random times when I'm not home. And so anyway, I don't know what to do at this point, right? But I have, this year total, I have $60 into seed that I use for overseeding. I have $70 in.
Thank goodness we've had 3 weeks of rain.
I've had $70 into fertilizer, right? And and whatever else. So I'm thinking about sending my HOA a bill.
Good
saying, I want that money back. I have about $150 into seed, fertilizer. You pay me. Yeah. They're going to be like, you're crazy. Nobody does that. And I go,
this guy does.
I'm Anthony from the Rag Company. I know more than you.
Yeah.
Right. That's my line.
Right. That's what you say all the time.
And I'm going to see what happens.
You say that at Boise Juice Company, which I think is kind of a weird thing, but you do say that.
And I don't know. I don't know what else to do, man. So anyways, my grass is still dying. So that's one big particular issue I'm working with. But outside of that, Saturday was actually pretty nice because my wife took Lucy to birthday parties, right? That's a thing now. We do birthday parties pretty frequently, right? With her friends that she meets in her little classes she goes to. So my wife took her to a birthday party, I think it was 2 birthday parties, basically back to back, right? On a Saturday morning. And so what I did is I said, well, I think I'm going to go on a motorcycle ride. I haven't done that in quite some time. I'm going to go enjoy that. So went out on my motorcycle, cruised around, had a fantastic time. stopped by your place, right? Just said hi. Beautiful day, right?
It was gorgeous.
It was supposed to like thunderstorm that
Yeah,
day.
it did, but it was very nice that morning.
But it was very nice that morning, and just super good vibes the entire time. So enjoyed a motorcycle
Anthony kept
ride.
saying, "So peaceful here."
I did say it was Harmony Way, right?
Yeah, well, it's Harmony Avenue.
It is harmonious in that peaceful, you know, treed area, right?
That's quite nice.
Minus the sound of Augie stabbing a piece of wood on the ground, right, and being like, and then making weird frog sounds.
Well, he kept like he had that knife and a hammer.
Yeah,
And he was beating what looked like a giant piece of bark, and he was hitting it and stabbing it, and then he kept looking at you
and screeching.
and he would take his thumb across his neck as he would point and look at you, and I thought I didn't see anything wrong with it.
Yeah.
But I know it did unsettle you a bit.
I did want to get out of there. There was a feeling of uneasiness, and so
And then he screamed and then hopped away.
yeah, he did
So
do
I thought
that.
it was very strange.
A frog. So yeah, no, I went on a nice ride though. It was really nice. I mean, I haven't gone on a motorcycle ride. I haven't had really enough time to go and do that, but I went by Sydney's place over at Hidden Springs, right? And cruised around that way, and yeah, just a super nice day. Then I went back towards East Boise, which I don't normally go out that way, but went out that way. Obviously visited Levi, and then I started making my way back. So after I did that, got back home, worked on some computer projects for a little bit, and then actually my wife had to go to another birthday party right later in the evening.
Well, back-to-back birthday parties for
so
Lucy. That's a
she's
lot.
like, hey, I'm taking off again. I go, okay, I'm about to have another heyday. I'm about to go enjoy myself, right? So took out that Mitsubishi Lancer Evolution for a spin, right? Said, you know,
Basically, all the vehicles that are just parked at your house, you drove.
yeah, I got to do and drive, which was really nice. So I went and took that out for a drive to the same loop, Hidden Springs. Hit a snake, ran over a snake. I've never ran over a snake, but this was the big.
Yeah.
This was like a
Probably
big-
a rattler.
dude. I think it was.
Should have popped out, pulled out your
So,
cleaver and chopped the rattle.
It was
giving it to your daughter. She could have taken that to one of the next
wouldn't have done that
birthday
But I
parties.
was coming over this crest, right, and I see like there's something in the road. I go, I don't know what that is, right? So I hit it. Have you ever
just
ran
stuck
over
your
a
leg in it.
Have you ever ran over a snake?
No.
They're rock hard.
I don't doubt it.
There was rock. I mean,
made
so-
of bone.
And then it started like, you know, squiggling.
bone and muscle.
And I go, that snake's dead, dude. I just killed that thing. I was more worried that I exploded the snake and it got on the side of my car. So after a short period of time,
You stopped to check for
I did
snake
pull
guts.
over and check for snake guts. I was snake gut free, right? So
Because they're like a toothpaste tube.
yeah.
You know, you hit one end, it all comes out the other.
Yeah, pretty much. But I made it back home and then changed oil on that car. First oil change in, I think, over a year on that thing. And
Wow.
so
Well, it hasn't really been driven.
I mean, it's a driver. So I went and changed the oil on that, had a nice therapeutic time. And what I found is that listening to the Rag Company podcast while changing my oil, while, yes, I am listening to myself, it is quite relaxing in the sense that I feel like I have my friends
Feels
there
like you're
with
there.
me.
Yeah, like we're hanging out with you.
And I go, that's me on the, on the thing. So I enjoyed that and did that. And then later that evening, I started obsessing on how to fit my garage situation. I've been working on trying to fit my wife's 4Runner in there, my Acura in there, my other cars, my 2 motorcycles. And this has been like, I think I've referred to this before. It's like that meme of the woman with all the math symbols going on in the background.
Have, for people that are wondering, you have 5 cars.
Not 5, Levi.
4 cars.
I have 4 cars myself.
4 cars.
Yes. Still not enough.
You have 5 total. 5 cars.
Total vehicles.
2 motorcycles, 5 cars. And
It
a
sounds like
3-car garage.
Yeah, you're making it sound like there's way more than what there actually is. I mean,
No, that's exactly how many you have.
okay.
You have 5 cars and 2 motorcycles, and you're trying to figure out if you can fit them in a 3-car garage.
Yes.
What did you come up with?
So
you're parking the Evo in one spot
yeah.
because it has to live
In
there.
the third bay, right?
Right.
And then I have me and Katie's car parked next to each other, but the 4Runner's a big vehicle. It's a big rig, right? It's a big truck.
Yeah.
So I parked my Acura right next to that, right? And then right now I have a bike in between the Lancer and the Acura.
Yeah.
And then I have another bike kind of up front. The problem is I have my workbenches, right? And I have everything, and I'm very aesthetically driven. I want it to look really nice, but I think with trying to do what I'm trying to do, there has to be sacrifices. You know, people need to be sacrificed
Well,
in
not
order.
people, but sacrifices have to figure out.
Yes. Okay, so sacrifices have to be made. So I'm going to try to figure out a way to fit these things in here. And yes, is this a first world problem? Absolutely, 100%, right? But it's something that it's a goal of mine to try to be able to do. My wife said, she goes, I can make your goal happen. I can make your dream a reality, but you have to not be crazy. And I looked at her and I just laughed for hours and hours and hours. And I said, that's not an option. I'm always going to be crazy. And so, anyways, that conversation didn't really go how I had planned. But
Carly has a question there for you.
Anthony asked Levi how to fit the most in the garage. Only one vehicle, but many more treasures. So it's true. You are a master of treasures.
They have a lot to look at.
You could just walk around and just pick things up and put them right back down and be like, that's pretty crazy.
It's pretty bad.
Pretty crazy.
Some would say it's hoarding.
Yeah.
Some
could say that.
Yeah.
So anyway, so after I did that, after I did the oil change and all that, and ended up assessing around the garage, I did go out and visit my friend Jason. He was working on his. He has a 2013 Raptor he got, and red, beautiful truck, no rust, no nothing. It's got 80,000 miles on it. I think he said he paid $35 for it, and I'm not gonna lie. I see Raptors sometimes, and I have a little bit of Raptor envy, right? I have that big truck envy sometimes.
Yeah.
The Dodge Ram 1500, 5.2, 318 Magnum. It's a fantastic truck, right? It's got not a lot of power, and the AC works pretty good. But when I see these nicer new trucks, I go,
must be nice,
dude. It's freaking cool, right? And he goes, yeah, dude, backup camera, all that stuff. It's got the seat heaters, seat coolers, whatever that thing has. It's got all this. But he's like, came with the Roush exhaust, came with the Roush intake, and I'm like, dude, this thing is so freaking sweet. And he was asking about some leather vinyl repair because he has a bolster that's blown out on one side that he wants to get fixed. And I walked him through some Dr. Color Chip questions and whatnot. But what he ended up doing with his garage, he used to have a Corvette, an Evo, and his wife's BMW, little small crossover SUV in there. He ended up converting his garage into a gym. So he took out the third bay and put in a gym there.
Yeah. Is that something you could do?
Absolutely not. No, I'm already having problems with trying
what
to fit
about
things in my
upstairs?
In the garage attic?
Build your
Grant's home.
Workout space up there.
Just drop a weight straight through the floor. Yeah. No, so what I needed to do is I needed to see see a realistic garage gym build. Right. Because I've never really I never really cared much for garage gyms, mainly because I go, dude, who uses those? If you want to get a real workout in, you got to go to the real gym, right? Because
or prison.
I'm a purist back then, or prison. But now that I've become a dad, I look at a garage gym, I go, this is just wonderful. Wow.
Something I could do.
You can get out here and you can get a workout in.
You can get a 5-minute workout in if you need to.
And you could get back in the house, and it's like you're never gone. And he goes, yep, isn't it amazing? So he walked me through.
But you have a spare bedroom.
Well, it's for right now. I mean,
you could turn your office into a workout space.
It's not going to be. I don't think I'm going to have that office for very much longer. With time, there will be additions of new things, right? So
like another Evo.
But so he walked me through the gym build, right? We called it gym build.
Okay.
He did horse mat flooring, right?
Which big, thick rubber mats.
It's big, thick rubber mats.
I know what they are.
Which are pretty sweet, honestly.
They're really nice. They're very expensive. They're very durable.
You got them at a D&B Supply.
We used to have them lined in our horse trailer.
Yeah,
so it goes on the floor.
He got that, but he's got a treadmill in there. He's got the full Smith machine. He's got these sweet dumbbell things that you just turn them and it changes which weight you want to pull out of there. So I asked him. I said, well, realistically, how much does this setup cost? And he goes, well, right now I'm into about I think he said under $10K or whatever it was, right? And I go, crap, man. And he goes, yeah, but the money I'm saving at the gym membership, and I go, yeah,
That's $30 a month, though.
Well, we talked about it, and he goes, I don't think, he said, I think the only way I can lose money is if I don't use it and I sell it. And I said, I think you're 100% right, because half of those gym, I see them all the time, the gym equipment on for sale on Facebook Marketplace. I think the reason why people do lose money is because they have the idea that they're going to be a garage gym goer, and then they don't use it. And then they sell it for half of what they bought it for. Mm-hmm. So I think you just have to be smart about it, and then do what you can that's realistic. But I like the idea of it, but I just know that I wouldn't be able to stay committed because I'm too much like a squirrel. So if I were to go into the gym to try to work out, right?
It's because you're going into the gym to work out instead of going into the garage.
Well, I would be going to my garage to work out, and I would be doing pumps, right? I'd be pulling up 314, 15, 500, 600 pounds, right?
Right.
And I'd look over in the light, and I would catch something. I'd go, "Is that a rock chip on my car?"
And you would set your stuff down.
And I'd set my stuff down,
bust out the
and then I would go
chip.
Dr. Color chip, and I would obsess over that, and I wouldn't get anything done. I mean, that would literally be my life because I couldn't let something like that go, right? And so, yeah. Anyway, so I went over there for a little bit, and we had a good time. And
hot
it was
yoga upstairs in your garage.
Easily do hot yoga up there. But it was a good time. It was nice. I haven't gotten to hang out with a friend in a while, and so I picked up a couple of beers, and we just drank beer and walked around cars and talked about his gym. And I said, "This is growing up." And then he has a daughter, right? That's only I think she's only 6 months old now, and he pulled her out. And I go, how times have changed, right? We used to be able to say like, "Hey, you want to go out? Let's go out and shoot photos at midnight. Let's go do a drive. Let's go do a cruise."
Yeah, you guys would go do that all the time. Now you're both dads.
Now we're both dads. So he goes, "Yeah, we should hang out again soon." I go, "When?" I don't know, like 3 weeks maybe from now on a Sunday.
That's how it is.
On a Sunday at 4, I go, right on.
I don't think I have anything. Let me check the calendar.
I don't think I have anything, but I'll let you know, right? So that's pretty much what being a dad's like. So then after that, it was on Sunday. I ended up taking Lucy to Jump Time Boise, right?
Wow.
Which G. Davis would absolutely love it. Not only is it great for your own cardio health, right? But it's great just to make sure things that go up must come down, right? Whatever that may mean. So Jump Time, it's a massive trampoline facility with all sorts of different attractions. I had never been to one.
Oh, you haven't?
I've never been to one.
Wow.
Have you taken the kids there?
Many times, to the point that Carly and I are terrified of it because of the number of broken bones that are suffered in that place.
So we were there.
And how many kids are getting concussions.
Guys, there is literal like high-rise jump off of like things.
Oh, yeah, like 20 feet.
Massive like, I don't know, inflatable things. And so we're walking around in there, and they have like a bunch of different attractions, right?
Yeah.
They have like ice skate time, or it's like skate time where you can go skate upstairs. They have a laser tag area, but then everything else is like Ninja Warrior, and they have like trampoline dodgeball, and they have a giant pit and all sorts of different things. So what was funny is we went there for this Maverick's birthday, is my neighbor, and we're walking around, and I'm like, let's go. They're doing the birthday thing. Let's go play. Let's go have some fun. Let's go jump around. So we're jumping around, and my favorite thing was in the background, you hear kids having fun, screaming, laughing, having a great time. But there's always one child that is screaming in agony and crying. And I'm like, so part of me is like, what's going on over there, right? Kids are getting hurt constantly.
Yep.
And these kids, they're very resilient. Like I saw a girl fall off a 6-foot balcony, right, onto a trampoline on her head. And she just gets up and shakes it off. And I'm like, oh my God, where are the parents at? And the parents are over off in the corner eating pizza, being like, you're having fun. Just shake it off. You'll be fine. And I'm just I'm looking forward to that.
It's terrifying to watch.
We've
had to drop the kids off for Augie had 2 parties back to back.
Yeah.
Like each weekend basically.
Yeah.
And it's one of those where you're just like just waiting for one of those where you see, or these kids are bouncing and they have no control over their body. And they're like coming down, and you see these like 2 and 3 year olds like playing on the ground, and this like 12-year-old is just you're like, it's too stressful,
dude. It was me. That was me around Lucy, like because these kids, they have all the confidence in the world. Yeah. They just run around and go jump around this little baby. Some of them are pointing out, oh, it's a baby, right? And I'm like, yes, this is my baby. Don't hurt my baby, or else I'm tossing you off this ledge, kid. Like don't get near me right now. but kids are very comfortable. They like doing that. They like bouncing around you and stuff. So anyway, we had a good time there. I tried doing some Ninja Warrior stuff. Ended up hurting something horribly on my back and my lower back. I think I've ruined something there. So
you're not an actual Ninja Warrior, though.
No, I'm not. So that was a good time, though. So after that, I think that's when I went back to the garage and started obsessing. But I did end up running across some information about my my Miata.
Okay.
My ex-Miata.
Right, yeah, the white one that you bought.
It wasn't. I didn't buy it.
You fixed up for your mother-in-law.
Fixed up for my mother-in-law. That was part of my, my ex-father-in-law who from the deep south, right?
Mm-hmm. They actually do have a sign of a fly high trampoline park. It says no pushing or throwing kids.
I would absolutely throw kids if they got in the way of my child. So I heard some information that
fix the car up. Father-in-law's ex-father-in-law's car.
Father-in-law from the deep
south.
Put
it up for sale.
Yeah, from the deep south. And
it said you act like I'm not armed was the bumper sticker on the back.
But I sold it to my neighbor.
You did, yeah.
And I had heard through the grapevine.
Elderly gentleman.
I had heard through the grapevine that the Miata had been in a small accident, right? And I was like, okay, well, I don't know what's going on there. But I hadn't heard from my neighbors. He hadn't called me. So I was like, maybe he's embarrassed. I'll wait till he calls me. I don't know. Maybe I should check on him. I don't really know what to do.
Yeah.
But I ended up actually Google searching the VIN from the Miata. And
see where
pulled
it is.
Up.
Yeah.
It is located in Nampa right now at a Copart or a...
is it at the Jalopy Jungle or at the...
It's not the Jalopy Jungle. I think it's literally at a Copart. Bid Cars.
Ah.
It is at auction right now, salvage auction. The Miata has been salvaged, and if I get a shot right there for somebody that wants to zoom in, there is what is left of that thing right there. Oh my God! Let me get that. There we go. Get that to focus in. Yeah, so there's that.
Man, all that hard work.
Yeah, airbag.
Wow, blew the airbag.
Yeah, so anyway, sucks.
That poor guy.
Sucks. I really feel really bad for him.
I hope he got what he got in
well, you know what?
insurance.
I remember he called me. I think the day after he bought it, he said, hey, what should I insure this thing for? Because I know you said like the wheels are worth a decent amount of money. I said, yeah, the wheels are worth probably a lot. And now looking back, I'm like, I should have taken those stupid wheels, those Kosei K1 wheels. I should have taken them. I should have done a lot of things different, but I think I was so stressed with that car. It was too many cars because like you said, I had 5. Yeah. I had 6 at the time, and I said, this can't be happening. So I hope he got paid out on it. I hope he got his money back. Yeah. There was a biohazard sticker there on the thing, so I think there may have been a little bit of blood or something involved. But I hope he's okay. I haven't heard from him, but I hope he got his money from at least from insurance. So I found that out. But outside of that, though, it was a pretty good weekend. Like I enjoyed it. It was pretty relaxed, pretty low key, nothing super crazy. Went over to my parents, I think, on Sunday night and hung out as well. So I did a lot. But it was like that perfect amount of family time and being able to do some stuff I wanted to do. So I was happy about that. But this next week, though, we are looking forward to, again, we have Father's Day coming up on the weekend. And then after that, we have Sydney's car show.
Yeah, the Hidden Springs car show.
Coming up on this Sunday. Is it Sunday or Saturday? Saturday. This Saturday. I can't believe it.
We've got a lot of people coming into town. Like I said, Thursday we've got Bob Phillips is going to be on the podcast for Q&A Thursday with us. So get ready to ask your PNS questions.
What are you going to get at the car show for food?
Probably what they call those Scotty dogs. Yeah, get one of those. I love those.
So I'm gonna bring a slop dog that I made personally.
Okay,
and walk up to the food vendors, and they're gonna be like, "What is that?" I might go, "More than you can afford, pal." Slop dog.
Okay, I like that. Mm-hmm. You might be creating a new form of cuisine.
Yeah, I think I will. Just a crude slop dog stand. I'm a vendor there. You pull up and just me and Levi cooking these dogs.
What do you want? A hot dog? Nope, only slop dogs.
Only slop dogs here.
But yeah, no, the car show is going to be fun. It's always a great car show at the Hidden Springs Car Show. So we'll go probably do that on Saturday. Sunday is the Father's Day car show here locally, downtown Boise. So that's going to be going on. I actually don't have a car scheduled this weekend.
Yeah.
Super bummed about it. I actually wanted to try and get a car in this weekend.
No, go enjoy the car show.
Gotta enjoy
And
the weekend.
Father's Day.
I should probably clean my garage. Something I should do.
Is that what you want for your Father's Day present?
time to clean my garage. Maybe I need to get it. It was bad. The fact that I was literally tripping over signs while you're standing there. I'm trying to wipe down the car, like falling on my hands and knees.
Hilarious, but just unbothered, just like trash. We're just stepping over this.
So much.
Too
I need to
funny.
go through.
But anyways, guys, we are going to wrap this up here today. This has been a lot of fun. We missed Dane, of course, but he's just right outside this door, probably waiting to lay into us for saying, guys, I didn't get facial reconstruction surgery. Well, he did, but it was a minor one. So as always, head to theradcompany.com to go check out the sale going on right now for Father's Day. Save 15% off of almost everything. Pick up a sticker, pick up a shirt, and just enjoy yourself this weekend. Yeah, and check out the kits. So,
Gabriel, thank you for tuning in, man.
Yeah, as usual, if you guys enjoy the Rag Company podcast, please make sure to subscribe, leave a comment, leave us a review, leave a rating, and as always, stay tuned for more Rag Company podcasts right here on the Rag Company podcast.
We'll see you Thursday.
See ya.